Hello everybody and welcome. I've just received purchase from eBay a PowerBook G4 12-inch. This is going to be my mobile recording unit with Logic Pro 9 after a few upgrades, but before I get there, I'm going to inspect it, making sure everything is okay, and then show you how it would be to buy this machine back in 2005 and use it new. I'm running now the video a bit faster, so we see what's inside. This box is really hard to open, so I'm destroying it. Don't mind my incompetence. Getting there. Oh, I ordered from eBay this thing and I didn't know it was already in the box. Oh well, that's the DVI adapter. Mini DVI to DVI adapter. Now next, getting there. The computer in a second skin, or however that's called. Slim skin, skin. And power adapter with the British plug. I forgot to turn the camera on. I'm an idiot. But well, here's what is in the box in the end. So I got the DVI, mini DVI to DVI adapter, mini DVI to VJ adapter, 2 original Apple discs. They don't look exactly the same, but this is probably a replacement disc that was sent by Apple because the owner lost the discs. Yeah, I've had something like this sent by IBM to me back when I was a kid. Then we have the power adapter with the British power cord, the PowerBook, and the case. The back of the display has a small dent, but I don't mind it so much because I cannot see it when I'm working on the computer. The port side looks perfect. Here you can see the power input, the analog modem port, the 100 megabit Ethernet port, FireWire 400 port, 2 USB 2 ports, mini DVI port, audio in and out. This model doesn't have optical support like the 15 and 17-inch ones, and the Kensington lock. This funny plastic thing here is the airport antenna window for better signal. The other side also looks okay. It's just another airport antenna for Wi-Fi and the CD-ROM drive. The front looks okay-ish. There are a few marks here and some other somewhere else. You can clearly see the top of the display bent here, and also it's not straight like many GeForce, so you can see here a gap on the right. It's hard to see, but the plastic frame around the case is damaged here. The back's mostly okay, with friction marks here and here, and the display dent visible here. The bottom has lived some battles though. There are marks and scratches everywhere. This is clearly not an original battery, and it seems also that it fell in a way that it pushed the foot in, but it's not the worst case I have ever seen. The screen is disgusting, it's super filthy. How can someone ship anything out to... Ugh. How can you pack anything like this? It's really horrible. But let's just start her up. Apple logo. Quite fast. It's coming up. Oh, well, the battery seems to be dead. Probably this computer hasn't seen electricity in a long time. So now it's just time to let it go. Wow, it connects to Wi-Fi, not good. Let's switch this off. And let's go to the properties and check if the specifications are matching what I paid for. Let's see. So apparently we have what I paid for. 1.5 GHz PowerPC G4 with 125 gigs of RAM, 512 of cache, bus speed, very slow bus speed, typical of GeForce, and all the rest seems to be okay. In the ATA bus we have the Super Drive. I'm not sure it can do dual layer, probably not if it's stock, and a probably upgraded 100 gigs hard drive. I'm not sure this had 100 gigs built to order option, so I don't think it's stock. In audio we have the description of the chip and what it can do in terms of bitrate and etc. Bluetooth, typical Bluetooth string, 2.0, so it doesn't have most of the capabilities it has. Last post in 1970. Yeah, what cannot do dual layer, as I can see here. No fiber channel, obviously. Nothing connected FireWire port. The GeForce FX 5200 with 64 megs. Not a very good card, honestly, but I don't need this computer to be very powerful in that aspect. The built-in onboard 256 of RAM and the extra 1 gig chip. No PC cards, no PCI cards, no parallel SCSI. Well, power information doesn't say much. No serial data, of course, and the typical Bluetooth things. Bluetooth, trackpad on the USB bus. Airport card, worldwide capable, switched off. The dial-up modem that I'm gonna use actually for a project one day. And that's it. Another important thing to do when you buy such a computer is to run the Apple hardware test to be sure everything works okay. So I burn it to a CD here, and let's see what it can do and what it can tell us about the health of the computer. To run the hardware test, you need to restart the computer, and as soon as you hear the bong, you press the C button and keep holding it until the CD boots up. If it was properly burned with the correct software, you're gonna quickly get to a loading screen that will give you the Apple hardware test. The mouse moves very slowly for some reason when you run the hardware test. You need to flick your finger through the trackpad full motion many times until you can get to click anything. And after you choose your language and do OK, it's gonna load again, I think. And after you actually manage to click, you have to wait until it loads more stuff. That's how the hardware test screen actually looks like. You're greeted by this hardware test screen where you can choose to do a quick or extended test. I think the difference is just that the memory is tested many times and the extended one. Here you can see the version, date, copyright, and if you go to hardware profile, you can see what is in your computer, serial number, what options are installed, details of your memory, and etc, etc, etc. So going back to hardware tests, with effort, I'm gonna do an extended test and go do something else as it runs. If this is all okay, then I'm gonna go back to the seller and leave my comments on eBay. So now that our tests are successful, let's see how fast the system boots. This is a clean install without the updates. I'm not gonna compress the time, so you see how the machine really actually performs in real life. Don't mind the gray screen here. The Apple logo is being shown on the external monitor because this is connected to the capture card. So let's wait. After the start screen comes up, it goes really fast. And the computer is usable immediately after it boots up. It's not really like Windows that keeps loading stuff in the background. It's done, the machine is functional, fast, ready to be used. We can open some applications here, and you can see the computer is already okay, and we are maybe 35 or 40 seconds after I click the reboot. Let's check the activity monitor for system stats. So we have 1 gig of free RAM, and after closing all applications, we have 1 gig and a quarter of free RAM. It's good enough. The software was lighter at the time, of course, naturally. Before I start really pushing the machine hard and see what it can do, I'm gonna check for updates, of course. I'm not gonna stay online long with this machine as it is without any security patches and with the firewall disabled, and that's the standard in Tiger, yeah? You always need to enable your firewall. Thankfully, Apple still has the software update servers up for macOS Tiger, so installing patches, you don't need to go hunting patches manually at Apple's page. You can just come here and let it do its job. As far as I know, recently they disabled the update servers for macOS 10.3. That was Panther, if I'm not mistaken. Quite a lot of updates. So let's leave them all checked and click install, and that's it. Let's see how fast this machine downloads things. It's on Wi-Fi. I have a 20 megabits per second download, and the connection is wired all the way to the base station that's just next to the computer. Well, it could potentially be faster, but I'm not sure whether or not there is something else downloading stuff. In the meantime, let's download 10.4 Fox. I'm not gonna stay online with a very outdated Safari version. Ooh, certificate depository is very outdated. Never mind. At least the page loads. Let's try 10.4 Fox download. Oh, probably this version of Safari doesn't even support modern encryption protocols and etc. Not sure they're called protocols. So I'm gonna have to download it on some other computer and then copy them via a file share or something like that. It was very late already, so I decided to go to bed, and today is time to clean this machine. Using a very soft, fluffy cloth, I take off the dust from the screen, very carefully to not scratch it, because the screen seems to be in a very good state. As you can see, the light is reflecting there, and there are no visible marks. And used compressed air to clean the keyboard. Afterwards, I'm gonna turn the computer upside down and slap it a bit, very gently. But now I just get rid of the rest of the dust from cracks around the display, big cracks on the keyboard, and etc. etc. My initial installation of 10.4 Fox failed. It didn't want to run because it doesn't support the stock macOS Tiger. So I really need to first wait for all the patches to install before I can run it. And talking about updates, for some reason installing updates being a pain. I had my installations failed many times. You can see the exclamation mark there. So I don't know, just keep trying, it's gonna finally work. I had to go through many rounds of updates until I was done. The web has not been very kind to PowerPC computers, or for the matter, not a single non-x86 or non-ARM in the case of mobile platforms. There's a lot of what goes in scripts and what goes in code that runs at the client when you open a page that is becoming more and more machine specific, yeah, with optimizations for specific platforms. So platforms that are not in active mainstream use don't see the optimizations. So as you can see, even Google News page sees a lot of processor usage, and no matter how much effort we put into optimizing it, it's just how the code is being delivered nowadays. If you have a G5, a quad G5, you can do well, but anything lesser than that, you would rather browse on your phone or tablet, and that's how I actually do things when I'm working on PowerPC.